Hello, I'm Miyuki. Let me introduce myself. When I was little, I was a bit of a tomboy and had a lot of curiosity. I often fought with my two younger sisters and made them cry. I loved making crafts and drawing. I was always drawing in my sketchbook, even when I was watching movies, when my friends came over to play, or in bed before I fell asleep. As a young child, I had seen the TV show Full House and said, I want to learn English, but my father made me study calligraphy instead. My hometown, Hiwasa, has a sister cities exchange with Cairns, Australia. The first time that I experienced English firsthand was when I participated in this exchange. At that time, I had just started studying English as a first-year junior high school student. I was very shy, but I was full of curiosity. So, when I was invited by a friend, I decided to do the homestay. At first, I couldn't communicate in English or even understand what they are saying. I was panicking! But gradually, I started to pick up words and could even understand what they were saying. After my fun homestay was over, I went about 8 years without using English. While keeping busy doing standard office work, I heard from a friend that Junpei, the owner of Nico, had come back from America and opened an English conversation school. Junpei and I had actually worked part-time at the same restaurant years before, so I contacted him to see how he was doing. We had a nice talk, and I decided at 20 years old to start studying English again. Aside from teaching me how to use English and how to study effectively, he also taught me how to stay motivated and how to keep the right mindset for learning. He also introduced me to friends from other countries, so I really enjoyed his lessons and started thinking that I want to live in a holy country someday. But I was still really shy and couldn't share the feeling with anyone. But one day, my teacher Brianna at Nico Kids told me, Miyuki, if there's something you want to do, it's such a waste if you don't do it. There's something you really want to do, right? She told me exactly what I wanted to hear. I started thinking about living abroad and applied for a working holiday in Australia. But first, with another friend who was studying with me, I went back to Cairns to do summer reconnaissance. It had been about 10 years, but Cairns had barely changed at all. It was still a really lovely city to me. I got to know our souvenir shop owner there and stopped in to collect information every day. He told me about land coast, local restaurants, and even offered me a job at his shop whenever I got my visa. I went back home to Japan and I told my boss at work about my intention to quit and was making all my plans to go back overseas. Everything was going great. I just needed to buy a ticket and fly there. Then, I could start an amazing new life. But suddenly, I had to change my plans. At my physical to get my working holiday visa, the doctor found a tumor and weren't sure it would be a problem in a few years. I was shocked. A dream that I had taken working holiday, which I had worked on for over 2 years, studying and making plans, suddenly disappeared. At that time, I didn't want to worry anyone. I only told people close to me and quietly had the surgery to remove the tumor. I had to cancel my application for working holiday and decided to stay in Japan. The life in Australia I dreamed about set aside. I started working part-time work and focusing getting healthy. I was disappointed, but I didn't quit Nico Kids. I continued to study hard and little by little, my English continued to improve. When I was feeling discouraged one day, Junpei told me I didn't have to go abroad to be good at English. With new motivation, I started to look for a new way to improve my English skills. My teacher at Nico and other English-speaking friends suggested that I try teaching. It will help me get better since I can't teach if I don't understand English well. I'd have greater motivation to improve. So, 1 year after giving up my working holiday in Australia, I started down a new path to become an English conversation teacher. When I had been teaching for about 3 years at another English school, Junpei invited me to observe one of his lessons. I went there to just hang out, but I was surprised at the speaking level of the students and the curriculum geared toward learning natural English. More than anyone, Junpei seemed like he was having so much fun. I thought, I want to teach like that too. As school got bigger and busier, he gave me an offer to join Nico. I had been a student, and now I'm a teacher here. Through learning English, I have met a lot of wonderful people. I have friends around the world. I can learn their culture, way of thinking, and as a person, my own world has gotten wider. I've gotten over my shyness and have learned how to say things in English that are difficult to say in Japanese, so I become more open in German. I wasn't able to live in a foreign country like I had planned, but between my old job and coming to work at Nico Kids, I was at least able to spend some time as a short-time exchange student in Malta. When I found out I had the illness, I was like, why me? I was insecure and terrified to think about my future. But those difficult times, when I was in tears and suffering, are now a treasure to me. Being able to think that way is all thanks to English and the friend that I met and the experiences I gained along the way to learn it. Without all that, I wouldn't be who I am today. From my experiences, I learned an important lesson that, whatever comes, we can learn from it and pull through it. I call it being super positive. I'm looking forward to see my students learn and grow together with me like that. Thank you so much for watching. Bye! Is my face okay?
Yeah, it's totally fine.
I thought about living abroad and decided, I forgot.
I'm putting that on your blooper.